Say I'm going to show you this build order. I'm just going to do it versus AI because I don't necessarily need to blow your mind. It gives you a rough idea of what you should be seeing and what you should be doing. Um, and I'm not particularly worried about the matchup. I don't think that it's as important to focus on one matchup per se right away. It's Protoss versus Protoss. So this is fine. Protoss versus Protoss, you tend to have the one base play. Oh, sick. You're getting hot. So, versus. So, I think that you'll see the build order in action. It'll give you a good idea of what to do. Early on, the most important thing to do is to make sure that you get your pylons down at the right time, get your units down at the right time, and get your chronos down at the right time. I like to kind of vary my hotkeys slightly because I have bad brood war habits. So don't stress too hard that I'm not following the hotkeys exactly. You can see that that there's not a lot that I have to actually be doing. From here, on this map, the expansion's right here, so that's where I'm going to be shooting for towards an expansion. In Protoss versus Protoss, usually keep your buildings away from the edge in case they get some sort of blink and observers because they can shoot your buildings. So it's important to keep them from doing that. Usually is the moment that this finishes, you chrono, so that's close enough. So I'm gonna chrono my first chrono on there, gonna chrono my second chrono on there. So all I'm waiting for this to hit 25.
Not enough energy.
Now I rallied out that worker and built the gateway. Send it back.
Not enough minerals.
Now usually on 15 supply you take your 2 gases. And I want to find out where they're at. So I'm going to send a worker out and set up to take my 2 gases.
Not enough energy. You have not enough minerals.
Okay. And send him back to mine. And spend that chrono boost. And the next thing is the pylon. So I'm going to send the worker down here to build the pylon. Send him back to work. Now the gas is that you put 2 on each gas right away. And I'm just looking where they're at. Looks like I saw a probe there. So that's good. I'm going to build the cybernetics core right away. And now I want to start putting the rest of my workers on gas now that I have the tech buildings out that I need. So this one's going to come out on gas. Then that one's I'm going to put on the other gas. So I have 3 on that one, 2 on that one now. With my next worker, I'm going to build a pylon. So I'm still just looking for them. And then I'm going to be shooting for a mothership core basically right after this. So there's my pylon, there's my cybernetics core. I found them, so I'm going to just see what they have. Looks like that they have one gas and expansion, so that looks fine. So I'm building my mothership core. Gonna send these back to work. Now with this worker, I want to set up to build a pylon on the map. And I'm chronoing the cybernetics core as much as I can. I'm going to put the mothership core out just a hair, just so I can sort of keep them from doing things. As you can see, I'm building the dark shrine now. I'm still just focusing on the chrono boost on that. Now the next item is to get 2 more gateways. And basically I have enough workers. Usually I like to go to 17. So I'm putting my pylon out in the map. And I'm spending my chrono boost and getting my 2 more gateways. Right? I've cut workers for a second to try and get my gateways out a little faster. And then I'm going to go back to building workers. Okay. So I have my 2 zealots. I'm actually gonna hold off on making a third one. I don't think I necessarily need it right now. So now I have my gateways coming up. I have my pylon out in the map, which is where I want to be. Have my worker just sitting there.
Research complete.
So this is done. So I'm making this into a warp gate. And I'm gonna warp into DT as fast as I can. Okay. I'm gonna make these into 2 warp gates and send a guy out to go expand. Okay, I'm gonna send another DT out as fast as I can, and then the other one I'm gonna keep home as a zealot. And I'm gonna take my expansion. Build a pylon out here. So I have enough to sort of prepare at home. Ideally, I want to just kind of kill workers. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Now, usually you put down a forge and a robo. So there's my forge. There's my robo.
You have not enough minerals.
And then you warp in a couple sentries. Sentries are light on gas.
Base is under attack. You have not enough minerals.
Okay, looks like that they're going to force a cancel on this, which is fine. They have no detection, so I just want to delay. Again, no stress that happened. I'm killing most of their workers and units back here at their base.
You must construct additional pylons.
And I'm going to focus on getting the immortal here. And getting another gateway just as sort of a light transition.
Not enough energy.
I'm going to warp in a few stalkers so I have enough units to sort of take them by.
Not enough energy. You require more Vespine gas.
And now I'm going to just go back to taking my base again. And I'm going to go back and focus on getting blink.
You have not enough minerals.
So there's that. I've successfully defended. I have an immortal, so they can't pressure me. It is slightly delayed what I'm doing, but it's fine. So again, my focus is just to try and keep getting workers. And the mothership core, I think, died, so I'll rebuild it. I still have these DTs floating around down here. The positioning on the ramp is what's really important. Now here,
You require more Vespine
I'm
gas.
getting the sentry count out first.
Upgrade complete. You require more
Because I'm trying to save up the money for the minerals, so I can basically expand pretty hard right here. Okay, but this whole time the DTs have just been running around killing stuff, right? So I've already won the game,
You require more Vespine gas.
and you'll say that it looked fairly easy as well. Okay, so now I have all this extra money, so I'm gonna go ahead and start building gateways. Usually people build them in these lines like this.
You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
Right?
You have not enough minerals.
And I'm bringing the mothership core down here so I can photon overcharge, which is the F key. Now, I'm chronoing, I'm getting my 2 gases. Once I have 16 workers here, 16 workers here, and my 2 gases, then it's time for me to go move out and take my second fight. So I'm running a little late because they denied my third,
You have not enough
but it's fine. So now is probably about the time to go move out.
You have not enough minerals.
Even though I got delayed, I was able to sort of get back on track. And you can see how many stalkers I'm building right now. And so I have the sentries to control the positioning, the immortal to do extra damage, and then I have the stalkers to sort of control the battlefield. And again, I'm just using the W key to warp stuff in. And you'll notice that basically I have 16, 3 and 3. I have 3 and 3 and 16. And I'm just warping in stalkers now.
Enough minerals.
And just for the sake of argument, you know, my army, you can see how fast it's growing. I'm at like 100 supply. This is my army, and you've seen that it's not been too hard to actually execute this build. So this is a build I commonly used. I used it last night twice in those games that we played. Axe, if you wanted to kind of see the games and the style. But it's a fairly straightforward build. It doesn't require a lot of flying around or APM or anything, and it's almost nothing that's in the game can actually just kill you when you do it.